Straight ahead on 12 News, rolling out the pink carpet. We'll take you to Maple Grove, where it's all things pink. Then, something that hasn't been around for more than 20 years. See what students are bringing back to life at Armstrong High School. But first, a devastating house fire in Brooklyn Park.
This is as worth as it gets.
12 News starts right now. Putting out that house fire was not easy. Hello, I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. The dry conditions and strong winds proved especially challenging today. Fire crews in Brooklyn Park struggled with an early morning house fire on Georgia Avenue north of Highway 610. The fire quickly spread to a nearby field, and as Renee Bonneau reports, neighbors were on edge as crews fought to maintain control.
As a fire ate away at this Brooklyn Park home near Georgia and Florida Avenues North, many on the block wondered if theirs was next.
The wind was carrying hot embers and the fire was kind of reaching to my home, and I thought, our house is going to go too.
Several firefighters were devoted to making sure the houses on either side were protected, a job made more difficult by the weather.
This is as worth as it gets.
Brooklyn Park Deputy Fire Chief Todd Seitz says conditions were ripe for this fire to spread fast.
We're still trying to figure out the origin of the fire. We believe it was the rear of the house. That's where we're looking right now. And it sounds like it may have been an exterior fire, which the wind just made much, much worse for us.
Before long, the fire jumped to a nearby field, scorching about 25 acres and running dangerously close to Zane Avenue, causing police to shut Zane down for at least an hour.
It's just a surreal feeling, like the whole neighborhood was on fire.
Fire crews from more than a half dozen agencies pitched in to help Brooklyn Park. It took hours for them to get the house and grass fires under control. Luckily, no one was hurt. The owner of the home and his wife had had just enough time to grab their young son and get out safely before the fire took away everything they owned.
You stand out here, arms crossed, just watching his house go up. Literally, there's nothing you can do.
The DNR says fire danger's at a record high in most of the state thanks to recent dry, windy conditions. That's why you want to avoid having open flames and throwing your cigarette butts on the ground. In Brooklyn Park, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
And the family that lived in the home is staying with relatives. Deputy Chief Todd Seitz says damage to the house is so extensive that investigators may never know what started the fire.
And it is so dry, the city of Plymouth has banned all open burning, including recreational fires. The city says dry conditions, together with the strong wind, is creating dangerous fire conditions.
In other news, Robbinsdale volunteers hope to raise $400,000 over the next couple years to build a lakeside pavilion. The city council gave its blessing to the idea this week. It would be located on the south end of Crystal Lake. The pavilion could be a home for band concerts, outdoor weddings, and family reunions, but it'll take donations to make the pavilion a reality. Organizers hope to sell naming rights and maybe even bricks to raise money. For more than 20 years, homecoming at Armstrong High School has come and gone without a parade.
But that all changes this Friday as students begin a new tradition to show Falcon pride. Here's Blaine, Cleveland.
Both did. It was exciting.
Advertising doesn't come cheap. And when you're the girls lacrosse team at Armstrong High School,
Just in time.
you're looking for any way to gain exposure.
Lacrosse still isn't that big of a sport here, so it's cool to have other people see that we have it at our school.
That's why Mari Verbaten and some of her lacrosse teammates are using their creative juices and a little sweat equity to transform a wooden trailer into a float that will serve as the team's rolling billboard.
This is the first year we're actually being able to do this, so it's pretty exciting for all the girls to get together to make the float and be in the parade.
A lack of interest in the late 1980s led to the demise of the Armstrong Homecoming Parade. But a generation later,
I think it's an awesome idea, and it should turn out pretty well.
there is nothing but interest amongst these girls as they try to create the most unique float possible.
We're going to have an elk in the middle of the trailer, and there's going to be a net. It's going to be standing in a net, like where we trapped the elk.
The design probably won't make Elk River fans happy, but they can settle that battle on the field. These girls have a parade to worry about.
It's a fun thing to do as a school. Gets the community involved, and also the little kids come to see what high school is like.
In Plymouth, Blaine, Cleveland, 12 News.
And that parade begins Friday at 4:30 in the Armstrong upper parking lot. There will be tailgating immediately after, followed by the homecoming football game against Elk River at 7 p.m. Still ahead, why it's a special night for the ladies in Maple Grove.
And later in sports, why Champlin Park's 0-2 start in football is now all but forgotten.
But first, your AccuWeather forecast. She was one of the most noted victims of the Holocaust. Now her story is being carried out in a new way.
An adaptation of the Diary of Anne Frank is currently running at Osseo's Yellow Tree Theater. This version is based on parts of Anne's diary that were not originally published. One of the performers is 13-year-old Gabby Jones of Maple Grove. She says the play puts the Holocaust in a different light.
You see it through the eyes of a 13-year-old girl growing up in a tiny, tiny space with 7 other people, and it is amazing to see her grow, to see her change, and to see that there is light amongst all the terrible things that happened.
The Yellow Tree's production of the Diary of Anne Frank runs through October 21st. In Maple Grove, it's Girls' Night Out.
It's a big fundraiser for women fighting breast cancer, and joining us now on the pink carpet at the shops at Arbor Lakes is Dar Maxwell with Hope Chest for Breast Cancer. And first off, Dar, tell us about Hope Chest for Breast Cancer and what your organization does to help patients going through this ordeal.
Okay, well, we have 2 retail stores, and we take in donated items and then sell them, and then a percentage of that goes to the Hope Chest for Breast Cancer Foundation. At the foundation, we raise money and we give it to our partners, who are 8 hospitals, and 1 Open Arms is Meals That Heal. So then they're able to distribute that money immediately to women in need, emergency financial situations.
Dar, I understand there are still tickets available tonight. Tell us a little bit about the activities. We've heard live music and rumblings of pink martinis, true?
Everything is pinked out. We've got a great drum band here, and they've got food set up and all kinds of hors d'oeuvres and just fun stuff. And then you can go around and shop all the stores and come back and get prizes for that too.
And finally, I understand that you yourself are a breast cancer survivor. What does an event like this do for breast cancer awareness?
This is pretty amazing because 1 out of 8 women is actually diagnosed with breast cancer. So if you bring all these women together and you make them more aware of it, early detection and just being aware and talking about it, it just is so helpful to get the word out there to everyone.
All right, thank you very much. Dar Maxwell with Hope Chest for Breast Cancer. Big event in Maple Grove, and goes, I think, until about 8 o'clock tonight. So
That's
if
right.
you can get out
Time
there
to get
and do
out
it. Well, coming up, he stands out on the court, but see what makes a Park Center basketball player special off the court.
But first, Maple Grove's football team is on the rise in the state rankings. John Jacobson is in next with sports.
John Jacobson now with a look at sports, and Champlin Park is rolling. They are looking for what could be, I suppose, their 4th win in a row.
Yeah. Slow start, but now picking it up. And only a couple weeks left in the regular season after Friday, so they want to be playing well. After an 0-2 start, the Champlin Park football team has reeled off 3 straight wins, and the Rebels hope to build on that win streak this week as they play their homecoming game against Blaine. Champlin Park is coming off a last-second 28-25 win over a Centennial team that's better than their 1-4 record looks. It was definitely a memorable way to win for the Rebels.
It was tough at first, watching us be down and going back and forth, but then at the end of the game, we started to up the tempo, and then we took over the game, and then we just won.
Our kids stuck it out, and we kind of had to do things a little differently than we have in the past. We threw the ball more than ever. I think we had 24 passes. We completed 18 of them or something like that. Something we don't usually do, but it was fun to watch. We played well.
The 2 season opening losses for Champlin Park were to strong Lake Conference teams, Eden Prairie and Hopkins. Rebels knew there would be time to bounce back and make it a good season.
Everybody on the team just believed that we can go and just keep fighting for the rest of the season, especially because those first 2 losses was hard, but they weren't conference losses, so we had the rest of our conference to worry about.
Champlin Park hosts Blaine Friday night at 7 o'clock. Like at Champlin Park, it's homecoming week at Maple Grove High School. The Crimson football team is enjoying a great resurgence. Maple Grove is ranked number 6 in this week's state Class 6A poll. The record is now 5-0 after Osseo had to forfeit a win over the Crimson in the season's second game. They started to play pretty well late last season and Matt Lombardi's first year as head coach, and it's been fun to do well this fall.
It's for sure. I mean, we're riding the momentum. Coming into this season, I don't know if a lot of the players on our team believe that we would be sitting at 5-0 right now, but now that we're here, and it's just like a huge experience for us because we're all just trying to continue on. I mean, we're 5-0 now, but we want to end up 13, 14-0, win the state championship. So
you can see the belief in the kids in that every day they take the field, they're kind of taking it with a different mentality, and they kind of look like we belong now. And so they expect to win. That's a whole different mentality for them. So I think that's been the most fun for me, is to watch a bunch of kids develop and their minds become a lot mentally tougher and believe that they can do things that they didn't before, and that's been cool.
This week, the Crimson take on the team Champlin Park just edged Centennial. The Maple Grove guys know the opponents will be coming after them harder than ever after their success this season.
I mean, it's a different attitude going from being the hunter to the hunted or whatever. And so now, beginning of the season, even last year, we were the hunter trying to come and get the big schools. And now we're sitting at 5-0 as one of the topper teams or whatever. We know that teams are coming for us and they want to knock us off. So it is a different attitude, but we're just coming out here every day, practicing, trying to get better.
Maple Grove and Centennial battle at 7 o'clock Friday night at Maple Grove. In addition to the homecoming games for Champlin Park and Maple Grove, here's a look at the other games going on in the area Friday night. It's also homecoming at Osseo, Armstrong, and Wayzata. The Orioles host Park Center at 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. Armstrong hosts Elk River. Totino Grace has a big Northwest Suburban Conference game against Andover. Wayzata faces Edina as the Trojans look to remain unbeaten. In the North Suburban Conference, Cooper hits the road to play St. Francis. Benilde St. Margaret's is at home to play Chisago Lakes. Providence Academy home to face Minnehaha Academy. The combined West Lutheran Southwest Christian team is up north to play Red Lake Friday afternoon at 4. Two local teams play Saturday. Brooklyn Center is at St. Anthony, while Breck travels to Nicollet Island to face De La Salle. Bundle up, it'll be kind of holdy-woldy Friday or Saturday, so
you've got to be ready. And I would think this is kind of the point in the season where you got to dig deep, either keep the momentum going, or
you lose it and not be ready for the playoffs.
That's right. All right, thanks a lot, John.
All right, thank you, John.
In Local Vote 2012, we turn to local city races.
In Crystal, incumbent Mayor Renee Bowman is running against challenger Jim Adams, who is a firefighter and owns a remodeling company.
I am Renee Bowman. It has been an honor to serve as Crystal's mayor. I again ask for your vote this November. I have a proven track record of accomplishments and qualifications that make me the best choice for Crystal's mayor. Some of my accomplishments include stable tax rate, new domestic partner registry, founder of the Crystal Business Association and citizen input time, the dog park, blight removal, new medical center. There's more, but time is limited. I am your voice. I am willing to take on the status quo, ask tough questions, and insist on answers to make sure our budgets spend your tax dollars wisely. Visit my website for additional information and vote for Renee Bowman for Crystal Mayor on November 6th.
Hi, my name is Jim Adams. I'm running for mayor of Crystal. I'm a father, a husband, a small business owner, a firefighter, and now a first-time candidate for public office. I'm running because I'm concerned about Crystal's direction. For the past 8 years, our property taxes continue to go up, while our home values continue to go down. Many of our local businesses are struggling, and our city is just adding to their burden. It's time for new leadership in Crystal. Please visit my website at adamsforcrystalmayor.com. That's Adams, the number 4, crystalmayor.com. I'm Jim Adams, and I'm asking for your vote on November 6th.
And tomorrow on 12 News, we will be hearing from candidates for Crystal City Council. And a reminder, you can see all of the candidate profiles on our website now through Election Day. Just go to 12.tv.
Still ahead, a basketball star who's a shining example off the court.
We'll be right back in just a moment. His teachers and his classmates call him a great person, a talented student, a leader, and the guy you can always count on.
So who is this kid? Meet Quinton Hooker, a Park Center senior, and this week's Standout student.
Where is Romney in the polls?
At Park Center High School,
What's Obama trying to do?
sitting front and center in class,
We want to teach you how to score a debate because
senior Quinton Hooker knows a thing or two about scoring points. A three-time team captain, point guard, and conference leader last year in scoring, this 17-year-old is a star on the court.
It showed me a lot of different things, taught me a lot of lessons, and I would not be where I'm at without basketball right now.
Basketball gets the assist when it comes to shaping Quinton Hooker's life, but it doesn't define him.
it's an added bonus that he's a great student and that he's a talented athlete, but he is a very, very special young man.
A nearly straight-A student who also takes college-level courses at the U, Quinton has smarts and determination. But teachers say it's how he interacts with his peers and quietly leads that sets this teen apart. For 2 years, he's given up his free hour each day to tutor and mentor Brooklyn junior high kids.
He's just a really good person. He's one of those kind of kids that recognizes when somebody else isn't having a very good day, and he tries to do something simple.
Everybody can bring something to the table, and some people show it more than others, so for some people you just have to encourage them or make them feel welcomed enough to share their thoughts.
His drive on the court is worthy to note, but it's Quinton's character that truly stands out. And Quinton has a full ride scholarship to play Division I basketball next year at the University of North Dakota. He is thinking of majoring in sports management and finance. And he's still got the basketball season ahead of him, right? I know you spoke with him before.
They're a ranked team, or preseason rankings, and they'll have a good team. And great to see such a nice guy. You watch some of those stories and say, what was I doing back in high school? Not what these guys are doing.
Exactly.
And a nice young man.
Switching from basketball to football, game that you're doing tomorrow night is?
Our TV game is Wayzata at home against Edina, Lake Conference game, homecoming for the Trojans. Wayzata's good, unbeaten. Lost their big running back, Mitch Underhill, tore his ACL last Friday against Minnetonka, so he's out for the year, so they've got to replace him. But the defense is awfully good. They should still win. But
And you can see it on tape delay on Channel 12 and live on the internet.
Live on the internet and on TV on 12 Saturday night at 8:30 and 11.
All right, very good. Bundle up.
Yes,
That's right.
That's right.
Thanks, John.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.